Hello guys, and welcome back to another Noersploder video. In today's video we're going to be analyzing, assessing, and reviewing the Adventure Force Cricket Pro, which is one of the smallest pro blasters, also one of the cheapest pro blasters on the market. So this is going to cost you about $7 to $8 at Walmart, which is where we got it, and it's going to have quite a punch. It says that it should shoot at 110 feet, which is around 120 to 130 feet per second. I think on average, from what I've been doing in my research, it should shoot up to about 120 FPS, which is insane for its size and price. But we're going to get to unboxing it. I'm going to show you it, and then we're going to get to reviewing it and seeing how powerful it is, how accurate it is, and everything you need to know before you buy. Let's get to it. Let's go! So here's the Cricket Pro complete unboxed. You just had to cut it barely out. It was very accessible. And it came with only 4 half-length bullets, which is a little, but you are getting a Pro Gun for $7, so I wouldn't expect 12 maybe, but that's what should suffice. It is only 1 per shot, and you have this little button right here, and that will put this down, the barrel down, and then you could slide bullet right in there. Just do that. Let's see the prime. That is kind of that is a hard prime. That is very powerful. Let's see how this shoots. That is that's pretty insane. Okay, so besides that, we have this ability for it to just kind of bend down like that. And so it's completely super compact. You put it right in your pocket. You can even do this with your fingers. There's this weird hole in the middle of it, and yeah, it's a cool thing to do there, especially when it's flipped up probably. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. A little spin on that thing. Not spin on that thing, but spin on that thing. Well, it's a actually very strong prime, and the trigger is a little interesting actually. It doesn't really look like a average trigger that you'd see on a Nerf gun. It's actually more of just a little lever here that you're just gonna bop like that. It's also pretty hard to pull completely back, but it's not crazy, of course. But we're gonna actually first see if you can put 2 bullets in here, because I think you probably can. Okay, so I'm actually gonna test what can you put inside here. And pause, but first we're gonna see if you could put 2 bullets in here, because then you're just gonna be shotgunning it. So it's 1 and 2. 2 seems to work. Let's try to shoot it. So you could definitely shoot 2 bullets out of it. So yeah, that definitely works, and you could just shotgun it. It's actually pretty sick. And right here we have a regular long dart. This is one of the nipple darts from X-Shot, early days, Fly High, early X-Shot. Ooh. So you actually probably can't put this one in here. Yeah, no, that's not gonna go. But this is also a nipple one. We're gonna try a regular N series, or elite dart, I mean, in a second. Okay, so here we have a nice Adventure Force dart, and that one does fit. Does it fire though? Got prime back. Very much fires. So this thing can fire anything except for this one. You wouldn't want to be firing this one anyway. It's not the greatest dart, but it is really cool to shotgun with a double dart. It's just really good, but with 1 dart, half-length dart, and it can clearly shoot. It can shoot a normal full-length dart, which is pretty insane. Obviously, I didn't make those targets, but you're also typically going to be shooting a person, which is a much larger target than those. So let's actually just get over to the testing and accuracy and power tests of the Cricket Pro. Let's go. Okay, so now we're going to move over to the accuracy test, and I'm only going to be using the 4 darts that it comes with. You have 1 locked and loaded in here, and the other 3 that it comes with. I'm only going to be using those 4 darts, and I'm not going to be using any optics, although you can use optics because there's a Picatinny rail here, so you can attach X-Shot, Airsoft, and Adventure Force and Dart Zone, all optics, or anything that goes on a Picatinny rail on this should work. But yeah, let's actually get over to that test. Okay, so I'm at the end of the hall here. Those targets are at the other side of the hall, and I'm only going to be using these 4 bullets, so let's go. Okay, 1 shot missed. It's very close though. I was aiming for that rightmost one. She goes for something in the center. Boom. That's the one I was aiming for, so that's actually pretty good. And I go for the one to the left of that. Literally grazed it. Okay. I'd say that reloading this is actually very easy too. But I actually have a full-length dart. We're gonna try that one out too. See if accuracy increases or decreases. So it's about the exact same as the accuracy of the half-length darts. Of course, it's always human error. It's not just the gun's badness, but it's also my experience. And I guess you just have to trust me. But it's mild. Well, it's also just 1 shot, and those are kind of small targets as well. You should have no problem hitting a human target, which is a lot bigger than one of those. But yeah, now let's move on to the power test, and we'll actually see us shooting a human target. Okay, guys, we're now going to be moving on to the power test, and our human target is going to be Christian, our cameraman, my brother. And I'm going to do the same thing as the last test. I'm going to use the 4 bullets that it comes with, and I'm also going to be using that Adventure Force full-length dart, and we're going to see how powerful it is for either of them. See if there is any difference, maybe accuracy difference. I don't know. We're going to find out. I think I'm going to do 2 regular shots, and then I'm going to do a ooh, didn't even hit him there. I was also not really aiming there, but I think I'm going to do a shotgun shot as well. And test out doing the 2 bullets at once. Yeah, all right. That one hit. Now let's do shotgun. It does take a second to load these, but not too bad for a single shotgun. Just this, that is a hefty pull. Did I get you with both or just one?
Yeah, with one and then you missed one.
You basically just hit this again. And we're gonna put that full-length dart in there. Pull back again. Oh, that's pain right there. How did you say that was? Were the half lengths as painful or less painful than the full length?
The half lengths were actually less painful.
Full length was more painful, actually. Really?
Yeah.
You'd expect the opposite, but I guess you're trading power for accuracy. So you'd think that the longer bullets are actually probably less accurate, but they might actually have more power. So who knows? Let's move on to the final review and assess the Cricket Pro. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, if you want a pro blaster experience, but you don't want to spend the money on something like the Piston Pump AEB, which is like $70, or the Boxer Pro, which is $60. If you want to go see if you should get those guns, then you should go on my channel and watch those videos. But I would recommend you get this because it's only $7 to $8 for a pro gun experience. Very powerful, shoots far, and it is pretty accurate. Not as accurate as maybe you'd want it to be, but I'm also not really aiming too well because there is no iron sight on this anyway, and there is no scope I'm using. I'm just using raw aiming. But it was actually pretty good. For 4 shots, I got 1, which is okay. That's not really too great, but again, I was not using a scope or optic, so that would have given me a bonus. But anyway, I do recommend you get this blaster if you want that pro blaster experience. For only $8, it's a pretty good gun. You're going to be hitting human targets pretty easily, and it's going to be pretty painful. I maybe wouldn't recommend this to somebody who just wants to like have a chill basement war, because I'd say that for any pro blaster. I wouldn't recommend any pro blaster for like a chill basement war, but if you want something that's like feels really powerful, you want to feel something that's on the brink of airsoft, then this is for you. That's for goes for any pro blaster, but this is pretty good because it's a really good deal. Very compact. I really like that about it. It just folds up like that. You put it in your pocket. You could have it loaded in your pocket and pretty much ready to go. You just do that, put it right in your pocket, and then when you're out of ammo on your main blaster, you just whip this out. You pull the trigger there, and then you actually pull the trigger. And then boom, your enemy's done. Very powerful. You can almost feel a kickback in that, which is insane. Also, spinny. It's very spinny. I like that. I like that in a one-hand blaster. I like it to be spinny. Anyway, do recommend, if you like this video, go drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Nerf content if you are a Nerfer, and see you in the next one. Keep blasting.